Hello, my name is Aditya Sagar and I have passed PCE Written November 2025 with StudyBuddy. I've done my bachelor's in physiotherapy from India, and while I was doing it, I had this in mind to do PCE. Then I got to know about StudyBuddy, and I took PCE Written November 2025, and from the next year, January 2026, it's gonna be CPT. However, the exam's gonna be the same but few changes, but the process is more streamlined, and the ultimate goal is for you to become an independent physiotherapist. So my journey with StudyBuddy started with signing up with them, and after signing up, I got a well-structured timetable. All the classes were scheduled on the time, and then you already know what's going on and when you have the class next time. So I used to prepare for those live lectures beforehand. I used to watch the lectures before, make notes, and then go attend the live lecture. And if I had any doubts, I used to ask to the teachers, and they were really helpful about that. Ankit sir, he teaches MSK, which he made it very easy, and Mayank sir for neuro, and Ankit sir also teaches cardio. So all in all the teachers, Pooja ma'am for multi-system, they provide a very well structured notes, video lectures recorded. Even if I was missing a lecture because of my work, I was able to complete it because the recording was there, and I could access it from my phone and from my laptop, both ways. So ethics is a key subject in PCE journey, because back in home when I did my bachelor's, there was nothing like ethics, but here in Canada it is very imperative to be good with the ethics, because there are several ethical scenarios where you have to deal with the patients. So you consider your professional responsibilities as well as the ethical boundaries, what you're going to do ethically, which is correct. So ethics doesn't just makes you perform what you are performing, it makes you a better physiotherapist. So a StudyBuddy helped me with ethics, as Ankit sir has covered those classes, and he covered most of it, the entire subject. And then on College of Physiotherapy Ontario, there are case of the months for ethical scenarios, that any incidents that had happened in the past, and then what they did and what we can learn from those incidents. So there are so many cases of the months. I used to do one case of the month every week. Then later on, as my exam was coming nearby, I used to do two cases, then three cases, and then I made a routine. Before sleeping, I used to complete one case of month every night. So this was my second attempt of PCE. I took my first attempt in October 2024. During that time, I was in college. I was doing two jobs. I had deadlines to meet. So I wasn't able to prepare well for the exam. I just took the attempt to familiarize myself with the exam pattern, and then after I got graduate from the college, I took the course. I prepared well, and there is supplementary service from StudyBuddy that you can take mentorship. So I did. I took Ankush sir's mentorship, and he really helped. He had a structured plan for how to study. After you complete all the lectures from StudyBuddy, then he would guide you how you can solve daily questions, how you can do case of the month, and then more all in all, he would give you a way how to go ahead, take your mock exams, and if you are stuck at some point, they can help you overcome that barrier. And that's why I feel taking mentorship is really important. So in my journey, cardio and pulmonary was a bit trickier in the start, because back in home, we don't focus much on cardiopulmonary during the bachelor's. Even though we study it, we do it, but we can't relate it, as we don't get to practice every now and then cardiology. But when you practice abroad, when you practice in Canada, you need to be very thorough with all the multi-systems, cardio, neuro, and pulmonary. So initially it was trickier, but later on Ankit sir made it very easy that I could relate with the conditions, how it is happening, what's going on. So like if you can crack the logic, you can crack the code, you can crack the questions. That's it. So that's how then I used to solve so many questions. There are cases, as my mentor, they had told me that in read and chunk there are two specific chapters where you can get all the cases. So I used to do those cases, and those cases really build my critical thinking about cases, that with these symptoms what is going to happen, what can happen. Then they will give you a broad idea that what all condition can be possibly happen in this thing. So I feel to make cardiopulmonary easy, those doing cases from the read and chunk book and then Ankit sir's lectures, it made me really easy to do the cardiopulmonary later on. So for example, in read and chunk, after 20 chapter there are certain cases. So as far as I remember, the first case that I did, it was atelectasis, and my mentor used to say, don't read the name of the case, just start reading the case. So the case was kind of explaining that the patient has a poor breathing pattern and the air was not going, and the breath sounds were diminished in one lobe, trachea was shifted to one side. So kind of it was building my critical thinking. Then I was thinking what condition it could be with the trachea deviation to the same side and the breath sounds diminish on the same side. I could relate. I had some other thing as well in my mind, but later on when I checked with the case answer, it was atelectasis, because in atelectasis the trachea will deviate to the same side where the lung is collapsed and the breath sounds will also be diminished. So that's how it helped, but there are other cases as well. So just don't forget to do those cases. It really helps. So three tips for any future exam taker I would give, that before going for the live lectures, try to complete the recorded lecture once, so you can get the basic understanding and you get to know that what you can expect in the next live lecture. And then also, if you are good with the lecture, then you can just directly attend the lecture and ask your doubts. So do the lectures before, make notes. And secondly, I would say after finishing all this, try to open books. Like you don't really have to, but StudyBuddy provides all the presentations. So I would say don't go for the books, but try to complete the presentation which was done in the classes, because there are questions, tons of questions in those presentations. So if you can do all those questions without any doubt and like smoothly, then your exam would be much easier. And lastly, if I have to give you any tips for CPT, I would say, because as I am also preparing for Ontario clinical exam, so try to speak on the topic, how long you can, how much do you know. Try to think in your mind that that all aspects that you know about the topic, and then go verify with your notes if you have missed anything, and then that should be very helpful for you. So as the name goes, StudyBuddy, so while you take StudyBuddy, you get a study partner. Like it is very important. Every now and then sir used to talk about make a study partner, start discussing with the study partner. So for my journey, I did not had any study partner until I finished all the lectures. But before I did my mentorship, I had my study partner. So with my study partner, I used to discuss topics and help my study partner tackle her like whatever topics she was weak with, and she used to do the same with me. And then we used to do the questions and discuss on the rationales, that how we can get this answer. So it is really helpful. I would recommend you to make a study partner. You can do it before completing lectures, you can do it after. It depends all on you, that how you want to go with the exam, and then it should be good. And I hope you all do really great in your exam. I really wish, and hope your journey will be smooth with StudyBuddy. If you have any doubt, just reach out, and it's really easy for reaching out. You can just email, text them. There are groups, discussions. There are so many options available, and there are so many resources as well. All the best. Thank you so much for watching my video. That's it.